Hashtag never laugh again, the power of seriousness. Listen to me very carefully, because what I am about to tell you will fundamentally alter how you approach every single day of your remaining life. This message is not for everyone. It is not for those who want comfort, who seek easy answers, who prefer pleasant lies over difficult truths. This is for the rare individual who is ready to hear something that will separate them from 99% of humanity. Here is the truth: if you want to achieve something truly extraordinary, if you want to rise above the masses, if you want to create a legacy that endures beyond your lifetime, you must stop laughing. I can feel your resistance already. Stop laughing? That sounds extreme. That sounds joyless. That sounds like a recipe for misery. And that is precisely the reaction I expected, because you have been conditioned your entire life to believe that laughter, entertainment, and constant amusement are essential to a good life. But I am here to challenge that assumption completely. Hashtag the illusion of perpetual happiness. Modern society has sold you a devastating lie, that life should be fun, that you should always be happy, that laughter and entertainment are the measures of a life well lived. This lie has destroyed more potential, wasted more talent, and prevented more achievement than perhaps any other belief system in human history. Look around you. What do you see? A world full of people desperately seeking the next laugh, the next distraction, the next source of amusement. They scroll endlessly through social media looking for funny videos. They binge-watch comedy shows. They fill every moment of silence with podcasts, music, or chatter. They cannot sit alone with their thoughts for even 5 minutes without reaching for some form of entertainment. And what has all this laughter gotten them? What has all this entertainment produced? Mediocrity. Distraction. Wasted potential. Lives that amount to nothing more than the accumulation of laughs and forgotten moments of fleeting pleasure. Meanwhile, the individuals who have actually accomplished something significant, who have built empires, who have created works that endure, who have changed the course of history, these people understood something fundamental that the masses will never grasp. They understood that extraordinary achievement requires extraordinary seriousness. Hashtag the cost of every laugh. Every time you laugh at something trivial, every time you seek entertainment, every time you choose amusement over effort, you are making a choice. You are choosing momentary pleasure over lasting accomplishment. You are choosing to be ordinary rather than exceptional. Think about this carefully. How much time have you wasted in your life seeking laughter? How many hours have disappeared into comedy shows, funny videos, mindless entertainment? How many moments that could have been invested in learning, creating, building, or growing were instead spent pursuing the next cheap laugh? Add it up honestly. Be brutal with yourself. 10 minutes here, 30 minutes there, 2 hours in the evening, entire weekends lost to entertainment. It accumulates into months and years of your finite life, squandered on things that produced nothing of value, that built nothing lasting, that contributed nothing to your growth or your goals. And for what? For a laugh. For a moment of amusement that you cannot even remember a week later. For the brief stimulation of neurons that leaves you exactly where you were before, except now you are older and you have less time remaining. This is the trade you are making constantly, and you do not even realize it. You are trading your potential for entertainment. You are selling your future for present amusement. You are sacrificing greatness for mediocrity, one laugh at a time. Hashtag the serious path. Now contrast this with the path of absolute seriousness. Imagine a life where every moment is treated as precious, where every hour is invested rather than spent, where entertainment is eliminated and focus becomes total. This is not joyless. Let me be absolutely clear about this. I am not advocating for a life without satisfaction or fulfillment. What I am describing is infinitely more fulfilling than the shallow pleasures of constant entertainment. When you commit to never laughing again, when you eliminate all frivolous distraction from your life, something remarkable happens. You discover depths of focus and productivity you never knew were possible. You accomplish in months what takes others years. You develop capabilities that seem almost superhuman to those who remain trapped in the cycle of entertainment and distraction. The serious person wakes each morning with clarity of purpose. They know exactly what must be done. There is no debate, no negotiation with themselves about whether they feel like working. They simply begin. They execute. They produce. While others are scrolling through social media looking for their morning laugh, the serious person has already completed 2 hours of deep work. While others are watching comedy during their lunch break, the serious person is learning, strategizing, or building. While others are unwinding with entertainment in the evening, the serious person is still creating, still producing, still moving toward their goals. At the end of each day, the serious person lies down having accomplished something real, having moved measurably closer to their objectives. The entertainment seeker lies down having consumed content and produced nothing, another day closer to death with nothing to show for it but fading memories of jokes they can barely recall. After a month, the difference is noticeable. After a year, the gap is enormous. After a decade, the serious person and the entertainment seeker are living in completely different realities. One has built an empire. The other wonders why their life never amounted to anything despite their hard work and good intentions. ## the discipline of eliminating laughter. Let me be practical about what this actually means, because I want you to understand that this is not abstract philosophy. This is a concrete way of living that you can implement immediately if you have the courage. Never laugh again means eliminating all sources of entertainment from your life. Delete social media apps from your phone. Cancel streaming services. Stop watching television entirely. Remove video games. Eliminate podcasts and music that serve only to amuse rather than educate. Create a life where every input serves a purpose, where nothing is there merely to make you laugh or pass the time. This will feel extreme at first. You will experience withdrawal. Entertainment is addictive, and like any addiction, removing it creates discomfort. You will be bored. You will feel restless. You will have moments where you desperately crave distraction. Push through this discomfort. It is temporary. On the other side is a level of mental clarity and focus that most people never experience in their entire lives. Replace entertainment with production. Every moment you would have spent being amused, redirect toward creation. Write. Build. Learn. Practice. Develop skills. Work on your business. Study your craft. Do anything productive rather than consuming entertainment. Replace laughter with reflection. Instead of seeking external amusement, develop the discipline to sit with your thoughts. Journal. Meditate. Think deeply about your goals, your progress, your strategies. This internal work is where breakthroughs happen. Replace frivolity with intensity. Approach everything you do with complete seriousness. Your work is not casual, it is your life's mission. Your relationships are not for amusement, they are strategic connections or deep bonds that serve meaningful purposes. Your time is not to be wasted, it is your most valuable and finite resource. ## The power of single-minded focus. Here is what happens when you eliminate laughter and entertainment from your life entirely. You discover the extraordinary power of single-minded focus. Most people live fragmented lives. Their attention is constantly divided. Even when they are working, part of their mind is thinking about the next episode they want to watch, the next funny video they saw, the next source of entertainment they plan to consume. They are never fully present in any activity because their consciousness is always partially engaged with seeking the next laugh. This fragmentation destroys productivity. It prevents deep work. It makes excellence impossible because excellence requires total absorption in what you are doing, and total absorption is impossible when your mind is constantly seeking entertainment. When you eliminate entertainment completely, your mind has nowhere else to go. It must engage fully with the task at hand. This forced focus creates a state of concentration that most people only achieve briefly and accidentally. You achieve it constantly and deliberately. In this state, you accomplish more in 2 hours than most people accomplish in 2 days. Your work quality increases dramatically because you are bringing your full mental capacity to bear on every task. You make fewer mistakes because you are not distracted. You learn faster because you are fully absorbing information rather than partially attending while thinking about entertainment. This is not theory. This is observable reality. Look at anyone who has achieved extraordinary things in any field. Study their lives carefully. What you will find is that they treated their work with absolute seriousness. They did not scatter their attention across entertainment and distraction. They focused entirely on their craft, their mission, their purpose. They might not have explicitly sworn off laughter, but examined their schedules, their priorities, their daily routines. You will find very little time or energy devoted to being amused. They understood instinctively what I am making explicit, that extraordinary achievement and constant entertainment are incompatible. #the social cost. Now let me address something important, the social consequences of choosing this path. Because when you stop laughing, when you eliminate entertainment from your life, when you become completely serious about your goals, people will notice. And many of them will not approve. Friends will think you have become boring or overly intense. Family members will express concern that you are not enjoying life. Colleagues will find you difficult to relate to because you will not participate in their casual banter about television shows and viral videos. You must be prepared for this. You must develop immunity to social pressure and criticism. Because here is what you need to understand: these people who criticize your seriousness, who tell you to lighten up, who try to pull you back into the world of constant entertainment, they are not successful. They are not achieving extraordinary things. They have not built anything remarkable. They are, in fact, deeply threatened by your commitment. Your seriousness reflects back to them their own lack of seriousness. Your focus highlights their distraction. Your productivity makes their entertainment consumption look like the waste that it is. So they try to pull you down. They mock your intensity. They suggest you are missing out on life. They paint you as joyless or obsessed. This is not concern for your well-being. This is their ego protecting itself from the uncomfortable realization that they could be doing more but choose not to. Let them think what they want. Let them laugh at their shows and waste their evenings. Let them live their lives of distraction and unfulfilled potential. You have chosen a different path. You have decided that your goals, your mission, your purpose matter more than their approval. And here is the beautiful thing: when you eventually succeed, when your years of serious focus produce extraordinary results, many of these same people will look at you and say you were lucky. They will attribute your success to circumstances rather than to the thousands of hours you invested while they were being entertained. This is fine. You do not need their understanding or validation. You need only your results. #The long game. Eliminating laughter is not about the next week or the next month. This is a long-term strategy that compounds over years and decades. Consider two individuals starting from the same place. Both are equally talented, equally intelligent, equally positioned to succeed. But one lives a life of entertainment and distraction while the other embraces absolute seriousness. In the first week, the difference is barely noticeable. The serious person has perhaps 4 or 5 more hours of productive work. Meaningful but not dramatic. In the first month, the serious person has perhaps 20 to 30 additional hours of focused effort. They are beginning to pull ahead, but the gap is still small. In the first year, the serious person has hundreds of additional hours invested in their craft and goals. They have developed skills and made progress that the entertainment seeker has not. The gap is now significant. In 5 years, the serious person has invested thousands of additional hours into productive work. They have built things, created value, developed expertise that places them in a completely different category. They are now recognized as exceptionally accomplished in their field. In 10 years, the gap is so enormous that the two individuals are living in different worlds. The serious person has achieved things that seem impossible to those who know where they started. The entertainment seeker is still in roughly the same place, perhaps with some incremental progress, but fundamentally unchanged. In 20 years, the serious person has built a legacy. They have created works that will outlive them. They have impacted thousands or millions of lives. They have accumulated wealth that provides complete freedom. They have achieved their most ambitious goals and set new ones. The entertainment seeker, meanwhile, has a collection of fading memories of jokes and shows that no longer exist, and a creeping sense of regret about potential unfulfilled. This is the long game. This is what eliminating laughter and embracing seriousness actually produces over time. Not immediate gratification, but compound results that become exponentially more significant with each passing year. ## the deeper satisfaction. Now some of you are thinking, but what about joy? What about happiness? What about actually enjoying life? And this reveals a fundamental misunderstanding that I must correct. The happiness that comes from entertainment is shallow and fleeting. It provides momentary pleasure that disappears almost immediately, leaving you exactly where you were or perhaps slightly worse because you have lost time without gaining anything. The satisfaction that comes from serious focus and extraordinary achievement is deep and lasting. It is the satisfaction of knowing you are becoming who you are capable of becoming. It is the fulfillment of seeing your vision become reality. It is the pride of creating something valuable that serves others and endures beyond your lifetime. Which would you prefer, 10,000 moments of shallow entertainment that you will forget, or a lifetime of building something meaningful that brings profound satisfaction? The serious person experiences joy. But it is not the cheap joy of being amused. It is the profound joy of creation, of mastery, of achievement, of purpose fulfilled. This joy is earned through effort and discipline. It cannot be consumed, it must be created through your own actions. This is a joy that entertainment seekers never experience because they never do the work required to achieve it. They settle for the consolation prize of laughter, never knowing what they are missing. When you eliminate entertainment and commit to serious work, you trade frequent shallow pleasures for rare profound satisfactions. And I am telling you from experience and observation of countless successful individuals, this is a trade worth making 1,000 times over. ## the mental shift. The transition from entertainment seeker to serious achiever requires a fundamental shift in how you view yourself and your time. You must stop seeing yourself as someone who works in order to earn the right to be entertained. This is how most people live. They view entertainment as the reward for work, the real point of life, the thing they are actually living for. Instead, you must see yourself as someone with a mission, with important work to do, with potential that demands to be realized. You are not on this earth to be amused. You are here to create, to build, to contribute something meaningful. This shift changes everything. When entertainment is your goal, work is something to be endured so you can get back to what you really want, being amused. When serious achievement is your goal, every hour becomes an opportunity to move closer to your vision. Time transforms from something to kill into something precious to invest. Boredom transforms from something to escape into something to embrace and use productively. Your life transforms from a series of moments seeking pleasure into a coherent narrative of purposeful action. This mental shift is the foundation of everything else. Without it, eliminating entertainment is simply deprivation. With it, eliminating entertainment is liberation, freedom from the tyranny of constant distraction and shallow pleasure seeking. ## the exceptions that prove the rule. Now I must address something before someone misunderstands my message. I am not suggesting you must be humorless or incapable of seeing humor in situations. Life contains absurdity and irony, and recognizing this is simply being observant. What I am advocating against is the deliberate seeking of laughter as entertainment, the consumption of comedy as a regular practice, the use of amusement as a way to pass time or avoid productive work. There is a vast difference between occasionally smiling at genuine wit or absurdity you encounter naturally in the course of serious work, and deliberately seeking comedy and entertainment as a regular part of your life. The serious person can appreciate humor without building their life around seeking it. The entertainment seeker cannot distinguish between the two because they have made laughter and amusement central to their existence. This distinction is crucial. I am not advocating for the elimination of all positive emotion or the cultivation of perpetual grimness. I am advocating for the elimination of entertainment seeking and the cultivation of serious focus on meaningful work. ## the practical implementation. Let me give you a practical 30-day challenge to begin implementing this immediately. For the next 30 days, eliminate all deliberate entertainment from your life. No television. No comedy shows. No funny videos. No social media scrolling. No video games. No entertainment podcasts or music. Nothing whose primary purpose is to amuse you or make you laugh. During this 30 days, redirect every hour you would have spent being entertained toward productive activities. Work on your most important project. Learn a valuable skill. Read books that educate rather than merely entertain. Exercise. Build something. Create value. At the end of each day, journal about what you accomplished and how you feel. Track your productivity. Monitor your mental state. Notice how your relationship with time changes. I predict several things will happen. First, you will be shocked by how much time you actually have. Most people waste 20 to 30 hours per week on entertainment without realizing it. Eliminating this creates the equivalent of a part-time job's worth of time for productive activity. Second, you will experience withdrawal symptoms. You will be bored. You will crave distraction. You will feel restless and uncomfortable. This is normal and temporary. Push through it. Third, you will accomplish more in these 30 days than you have in the previous 3 months. Your productivity will skyrocket because you are finally bringing your full attention and energy to your work. Fourth, you will discover a different kind of satisfaction. The shallow pleasure of entertainment will be replaced by the deeper satisfaction of creation and progress. After 30 days, evaluate honestly. Look at what you accomplished. Look at how you feel about yourself. Look at the progress you made toward your goals. Then decide, do you want to return to your old entertainment-seeking habits, or do you want to continue on this path of serious focus and extraordinary productivity? I cannot make this decision for you. But I can tell you that everyone I know who has completed this challenge and honestly evaluated the results has chosen to continue. Because once you experience what is possible when you eliminate distraction, returning to entertainment feels like intentionally choosing to waste your life. ## the ultimate truth. Let me conclude with the ultimate truth about laughter and entertainment. they are opiates for the masses, designed to keep people docile, distracted, and unambitious. The systems that profit from your entertainment consumption do not want you to be serious. They do not want you to focus on meaningful work. They do not want you to build anything that threatens their position or disrupts their market. They want you scrolling, watching, consuming, laughing. They want you just successful enough to afford their products but not successful enough to stop needing the constant distraction they provide. They want you comfortable in mediocrity, amused enough to not question why your potential remains unrealized. Every hour you spend seeking laughter is an hour you are not threatening the status quo. Every evening wasted on entertainment is an evening you are not building something that might change the world. Every week spent being amused is a week you remain right where those who profit from your distraction want you comfortable, docile, and unremarkable. But you were not made for this. You have greatness within you. You have the capacity to achieve extraordinary things. You have gifts that the world needs you to develop and share. The question is whether you will have the courage to stop laughing, to eliminate entertainment, to embrace the serious path that so few choose but that leads to results that few achieve. This is not a decision to make lightly. This is a commitment to fundamentally change how you live every single day for the rest of your life. It requires discipline that most people do not possess and sacrifice that most people will not make. But if you do this, if you truly commit to never laughing again in the sense of never again deliberately seeking entertainment and amusement, you will join a rare group of individuals who accomplish things that others only dream about. You will build while others watch. You will create while others consume. You will rise while others remain. You will achieve while others wish. And at the end of your life, you will look back with satisfaction at what you built, what you created, what you accomplished. While others look back on lives spent being entertained and wonder what they could have been if only they had taken themselves seriously. The choice is yours. The power is yours. The time is now. Will you continue seeking the next laugh? Or will you commit to never laughing again in pursuit of something infinitely more valuable than entertainment? Decide now. Your future depends on it. Never laugh again. Build instead. Create instead. Achieve instead. This is the path. This is the truth. This is your invitation to greatness. Take it.